On today's episode, we talk to Mary Karakashian, owner of Unique Home Staging and Design, who provides vacant and occupied staging throughout Delaware and surrounding areas. Listen as she shares about having a family business and find out how she uses consultations to help her clients gain the edge on competition. Now let's begin. This is the Stage Your Boss podcast from StageYourBoss.com with the founder of HSRA, Jana Uselton. The Home Staging and ReDesign Association is a group of like-minded professionals dedicated to revolutionizing the real estate industry by making a difference in the lives and businesses of home stagers and redesigners everywhere. Join us as we talk to the best of the best in this industry from all over the world and hear how they are using their training and experience to make a difference in the clients they serve. If you are a real estate industry expert looking for better ways to market and sell properties, join us for this podcast series. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another amazing episode of Stage Your Boss. This is when we are interviewing some of the top staging business owners throughout the U.S. And we're very, very excited today to talk to Miss Mary Karakashian. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you? Thanks so much for having me today. Well,
I'm so excited. I cannot wait to dive into your business, kind of how you're doing things and where it all began. So share with us, how did you get in the staging industry? What areas do you serve and what services do you guys offer?
Okay. Well, I believe it or not, I'm going to be hitting my 5-year anniversary, so I'm very, very excited to make it to that mark. Yes, thank you. And I spent about 10 years in the home decor industry, selling home decor and staging home decor, and I loved it. I loved everything about the staging part of it, not so much about the selling part of it. But I decided after 10 years of that business, I was working for a direct selling company. And unfortunately, they closed down, and it was an opportunity for me to kind of pursue something bigger. And I came across home staging, believe it or not, on Facebook, and saw, heard a little bit about it. And I always loved the real estate industry. So I just decided to go and become certified and came back and started my business, and it's been amazing ever since. So hard to believe it's been almost 5 years, and I am in Delaware. Delaware is very small. We have 3 counties, and I do service all 3 counties. The furthest I've traveled is probably about close to 2 hours away. It's a little more than I want to travel, but sometimes you just have to go where the business is. And then we are very close to Pennsylvania as well as Maryland. So I do go into those states as well. And,
very good.
So we do everything from staging consultations where we go in and meet with the homeowners and go through rooms and provide feedback on what they can do to best prepare their home for the market. And then probably vacant stagings is our biggest portion of the business, where we go in and we're bringing in furniture and staging for the home, and it's either sometimes it's an investor, sometimes it's a homeowner who's already moved out. That's a huge part of our business, and I guess that's primarily where we focus, is just the consultations, the vacant stagings.
No, that's great. That's great. So tell us a little bit about how the real estate industry is doing in Delaware and surrounding areas. What is it like right now?
It's quite busy. Actually, we had a record January, which was very surprising, and December even, which are the slower months. And surprisingly, it was super busy. So I guess real estate is hopping in the area. It doesn't seem to slow down, especially we do have a lot of investors. So when they are ready to list, they are not waiting for a spring market or a fall market. They're ready to get it on there. So real estate's been really good, and I still continue to hear that there's not enough homes, that inventory is low. So some homes, sell very, very quickly, and again, it depends on the home and location and the size of the home, the price point, and all that. But it's been really good.
Yeah, that's great. And so when you think about your realtors that are in the area, you mentioned investors, and then we've got also builders. That's a huge business whenever we're helping them not only do their model homes, but do their spec properties, get them off of their books and get some profit into their account there. So tell me, whenever you're going and you're talking to potential clients, whether it's any of those categories, what do you like them to understand about your company and how you can serve them?
Well, I think pictures speak a million words. You know what's that saying? They say pictures speak a thousand words or whatever it is.
Right.
But when they see the before and afters, when I show them a home, a vacant home, and then I show them what we did and we staged it, it's just that kind of like sells it to them anyway. But I think what I want them to know is just really the impact that staging has, and it can work for any property, no matter what the price point. Some people feel like, oh, well, it's not very, high end home, we don't need to stage it. No. Doesn't everybody, no matter what they're buying, want to buy something that speaks to them and that's, looks wonderful, no matter how much they're spending? So just no matter who I'm speaking to, I really want them to see the difference that it can make, and through photos and just through testimonials, and just speaking about staging, and the sometimes quoting some of the percentages of how a lot of people can't see a vacant home, and how they would live in it. And I just had a realtor last week tell me, they redid this beautiful home, and he said, all the finishes and everything were just wonderful, and the house looked beautiful, but he said it's just amazing, you came in and you staged it and it just feels like home. And that's what, obviously you want the buyers to come in and just fall in love with those colors, and the comfort of that feeling that they feel when they walk through a home that's been staged versus a vacant one. So
Yeah.
just really try to hone in on that.
That's so good. Well, you bring up a lot of good points in that. And number one is that every home is a dream home to a
Yes.
potential buyer. It doesn't matter on price point. Everyone wants to connect with that perfect property. And sometimes they can't envision, it's like you're giving them such a clean slate. 90+% market research shows cannot envision what that empty space is going to look like. So when we can go in, we can paint the picture, we can tell the story of themselves, their family, they can start connecting emotionally to that project and that home. It all of a sudden becomes life to them. And I think that's what it is. I think that's the beauty of our industry, is that we can come in a couple of hours and literally impact a home,
Right.
and impact its market position, and impact positively that realtor's commission, the sellers, money that they're taking from closing. It's just amazing. Like, it's such a win-win-win all the way around. And I think that's huge. So whenever people maybe call you to do a consultation, what does that look like? I mean, what's the process that you put them through as far as that job coming in?
Well, that's a great question. I actually just got off the phone with a realtor not so long ago explaining the process. But basically, I go in, meet with the homeowner, and I usually spend anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours with them, go through room by room. I basically kind of start off with an introduction, let them know that I'm here to help them out with the whole process of getting ready to sell their house. And they usually just kind of let me go off on my own, and I go through room by room and jot down all my notes about things that they can do to help market this property. And then I sit down and meet with them, and well, actually we don't sit down, we walk through again. We walk through the house again with my notes, and I go over everything with them. And sometimes as I'm talking and going over things, they have questions, or I may see something else that I didn't see the first time I walked through the house. So it does take a little while, but I really feel like that being thorough with them, and then I leave them with all my notes, and having that to kind of have their action items and what they can do now to get that house ready for the market is really helpful. So it's very helpful. I've always asked the homeowners at the end of the appointment, was this helpful for you? And they always say, yes, yes, you pointed out things we never thought of. And it's most of the time, it's things that they can do on their own. You know, sometimes we do need to provide some other service providers that might be able to help them with some things, or we may come back and do some touch-ups or whatever, but most of the time they're good to go.
Yeah, that's great. I love it. I love that you're giving them a plan of action. And like you said, they're so emotionally connected to their space. They cannot see things from fresh eyes perspective. So when you come in, almost you put your buyer's glasses on, you're now able to look through that lens and now, give them some, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? This is great. This is something we can improve, and this is something that may need to be changed out. I think that that's huge, and many people just need that direction when it comes to preparing for market. So what a beautiful service that an agent can take advantage of, because now they're not the bad person, right? Not that you're the bad person, but they can hire you and they can say, this company is one that we use to come in and just really prepare, make sure that you're prepped up to hit the ground running. So I think that is amazing. Well, tell me a little bit about a process of vacant. I mean, do you have a team? Do you guys have inventory? What does that even look like?
Okay. Well, we're a small team. It's just me, and actually my two sons work with me. So we're a team of three. And I do all the staging and they do all the heavy lifting. But they also do some of the setup and everything. And then I go back and make sure everything looks good. But yes, we have inventory. So we have a warehouse and, full of furniture. And well, now it's not very full. So that's a good thing. A lot of it is out. But, we're able to usually turn around and stage a property within a few days. From viewing it. But, we start with the process of going out and taking a look at the property. Sometimes if the home is already listed, I might be able to just take a look at the photos online and be able to provide a proposal based on that. Or sometimes they'll just text me or email me some photos that they took. And it might save me a trip, because sometimes the properties are about an hour away. So if I can speed along the process I definitely will. And then we just take it from there. And if they're ready to go, we usually provide them with a couple different options of staging, just the main level. And then another option may include, the master bedroom. And the third option may include like a bonus room or more bedrooms, or whatever they want. Really, it's very catered to that property. And then they gave us the go. We, get it on the schedule. We start selecting our items and we plan the staging, and voila, it's done.
Yeah. I always say, yeah, we would love it to be that simple, truly. But, behind the scenes, I'm close to our staging company here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We have warehouse. We have, tons of homes, tons of inventory out. And it is our job to make it look simple. We literally are glorified moving companies that also have design elements. So it's a little crazy because we're mixing moving with design, with selling a product, and positioning that product and marketing, right? So we are marketing firms as well. It's just a lot of encompassing things that we can provide, just to make it look easy, right? To remove that stress, to go ahead and take on the burden of no one loves to move. We don't even love to move. I know. But we know that setting up the stage, setting up that property is going to help it now attract. And that's what it's about, like attracting those buyers in the door. I think that's huge. So, Mary, how can people contact you? Maybe they're in the Delaware area or some surrounding states. What's the best way to contact you guys?
You can contact me various ways. My cell number, do you want me to?
Absolutely.
Okay. My cell number is 302-383-4850. My office line is 302-832-7051. I also have a Facebook page, which actually I get a lot of business from because people see me on Facebook and see my work. And the page is Unique Home Staging and Design. And then we also have a website, uniquehomestaging.com. So various ways
Yeah.
of reaching out to me, and I try to get back to people within the 24 hours, and to help them out. So yeah, and should be not too hard to get a hold of me.
Yeah, that's great. And Mary, we'll have all the connections, all the links down below from this video. So definitely reach out to Mary. So last question, Mary. Now, this will
Okay.
not throw you off. So apologies in advance. But tell
Okay.
me a little bit of, tell me your latest like success story. Maybe it was a challenging home, a challenging client. You can leave the addresses and names nameless. But challenging that you guys came in and you really were able to save the day and put a different, really put a whole new perspective on that property and the results. Have you had any of those challenging moments?
We've had a lot. We've had a lot, which I'm sure is very common, and a lot of stages can probably share a lot of the same stories. But I mean, there's not one particular that stands out, but there's a lot of situations where we've come in and the house was supposed to be clean and there's stuff everywhere. Actually, I have to say this in January we had the very first time we actually had to walk away from a job. We arrived there with the truck loaded, and the house there was stuff everywhere. There was work still being done, and it was dirty. And I just called the realtor and I said, I'm sorry, we just can't stage. There's just no way. And unfortunately, we had to leave. And that was the very first time we had to do that. And so, it's very important when we tell our clients, like, please have the house ready for us. We're coming into stage. And, if it's just a couple things here and there, or there's a little bit of dust, we try to work with that, because the last thing we want to do is leave. That's just, we've gone through so much work to get there. So it's not, we're not happy either
Right.
if we can get the job done. So, so we've had challenges like that. And, times where, yeah, it was funny. A couple of years ago, we were trying to stage a house that was up on a hill, and we had a big van, and we could not get up the hill because the driveway was just all stone. And we had to carry all the furniture up the hill. I mean, that was just, that was crazy, but we did it. I'm very much, like, about, you got to get the job done no matter what obstacles are put in front of you. So, it's funny. I'm going to probably one day write a book about all the funny things challenges that we've come across. But like I said, it keeps the job interesting. That's for sure.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, we are met with obstacles, all of our staging companies, that, we've got those things that just happened to us yesterday, right? You show up and the home's dirty and people are working, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, can we make this happen, or do we need to reschedule? No one
Right.
likes to leave, because like you said, there's been, probably 8+ hours of getting that job ready, loaded,
Yeah.
on the truck, everything there sourced and ready for installation. Installation's the easy part. It's
Right.
all of the things that go up to it.
Exactly.
So I think that that's huge. But, that's, again, the beauty of home staging, is because we're able to now do a huge impact and really, I believe, help that home sell for the maximum value. Staging, professional staging, is only going to help. It's never going to hinder a sale. And I think that is something we can all rest at night going, man, we have merely made an impact on the real estate market, on market value, just by the element of adding value in our home staging industry.
Right.
So kudos to you guys and your business and all that you guys are doing. I look forward to checking up with you guys, in the near future, seeing how this year is going, and anything else that we can do for you as an association. I think, definitely reach out for, and we look forward to seeing it because you are a believer in continuing education, just like the realtors that you serve. So
Right.
we look forward to seeing you at our events and training, just to continue that growth within your company. And thank you for inspiring an industry yourself.
Thank you very much for having me, Jen. I appreciate the time that you took out. So
Okay. Thank you. We'll
All
talk
right.
soon.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.